seconds. Hello and welcome to Ethereum Classic Community Call. This call is number 28 for the 11th of October 2022. This week, as usual, we have been chatting offline for 30 minutes before the call. So if you'd like to join us for a non-broadcast chat, you can join us every week at 14:30 UTC. As usual, we have a casual voice chat to discuss ideas about ETC. Everyone is welcome, and you can find us in the Ethereum Classic Discord server at ethereumclassic.org/discord. You can join at any time in the Community Calls channel and ask questions and bring up topics. You'll also find us on YouTube, live streaming on our YouTube channel, and you can post messages there, which we'll try and get to if we have time. As we are streaming live, for participants in the voice chat, please be on your best behavior. So this week has been a pretty crazy one for the whole of the cryptocurrency ecosystem, with a number of large events happening. We had the Celsius docs release, doxing a bunch of people with their real names tied to transactions, which is never good. We also had a large BNB hack. And of course, we had the main event in ETC land, which was the Ethereum Classic handle takeover. But before we get into those news topics and the open discussion, we will first do a bit of housekeeping. First of all, thank you to Brolal for helping out with the audio, as always, and to D_A for the graphics. As I've already mentioned the headlines, I'll jump straight into the ecosystem update. And this week we have 3 new projects, and we will be having a live stream from one of the community members to talk about etcnetwork.info. So those 3 new projects are, we have a clone of Zen, which the Hebe team has announced on their Twitter account, which is worth checking out. There's a new DEX on ETC called XBTS DEX, and a new RPC provider has added their services to the ETC network. So thanks to ETC Planets RPC. And I think we can start off this call by handing over the audio and the video to Mario from etcnetwork.info. So Mario, I believe we introduced your project on a previous call, but this time you're able to step us through a demo of that.
Yes, I would like to go through a more deeper dive into the site I'm providing. I will start to share right now. Hope you all can see it.
If you could give us a thumbs up in the chat, Brolal, if everything's okay to start.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yes, great. Then, yeah, as it says, a small site to help to navigate through services I provide via the etcnetwork.info on the ETC chain. Basically, it has some explorers we can look into, as well as Brookscout, IO, and Expedium. So if you're familiar with these explorers, you will notice them by the look of it. So currently it's still indexing the transactions. So please be patient. My server is running at 100% CPU load. So it's indexing currently blocks, and yeah, it's taking some time to be up to the current time and date and block. Yeah, then there's the Ethereum Lite Explorer, which is also nice. By the looks of it, if you want to check out, for example, the latest blocks with a lot of transactions, you can see it visually here. So you can just click on the block, and then you get all the details. By the way, all these apps and all the things are not developed directly by me, so I'm just providing you the services, and you can check it out. Maybe someone can post the main link into the chat. Yes, and let's come to the latest, Expedion, where you can also choose some testnets. So for Ethereum Classic, just here on the top, you can come here and choose the networks which you want to use. As you can see, I have some infrastructure on the Germany and in Austria. I'm located in Austria, Vienna. Yeah, as you can also see, then there are some Bezo nodes and also Geth nodes, and as you can see, also some test networks. Yes. Guess that's all from the explorers. As you maybe know the applications from other sources, or for example, BlockScout, where I know it from, so blockscout.com. Yeah, you're quite familiar if you have checked it out once already. Then we come to a dashboard, which is, in my opinion, quite interesting. Let's give it a load. So it's like, maybe you can remember this etcstats.net, I think it was in the past. Sadly, it's not updated anymore, and I wanted to show this project, or to continue on this project actually, to have some real-time or close to real-time stats about the ETC network. The important thing on the top, if you want to do some research, you can choose here the time frame. So for example, if you want to do the latest 30 days, you can choose the latest 30 days. Maybe not choose the Nuremberg in Germany, because this is needed to be moved to another server. So I bought a new server for that. Hopefully everything works fine out, but you can see it has the recent history for all the things. You can even select, if you know it, by clicking on the left mouse button, and then you can select such time frame which goes more into detail. For example, if you want to find a specific block or specific events, for example, you have some, or we had some very high amount of transactions added into the pool the recent week. I checked it out and I found some blocks, or I found some blocks where some of those were added. Yes, so quite good if you want to do some research what happens on the chain actually. Yes, then let's go back. Then we have the nodes interface, which is just showing all the nodes which are holding the whole downloaded, or some parts of it of the blockchain. So you can give it a search if you want to search your own node, or if you want to just check out who is hosting it, and maybe checking out some IP addresses or some whatever things, or use it just for having some eNodes to connect to have a faster sync or a faster download. Yes, you have also some dashboarding on the right side. Yes. Good. I guess the markets page is the most boring. It's just some oh no, you cannot even see that. It's some external marketing information. Not too much to share about, or to show here. Yes. Then we have the hard forks, or actually called the hard and soft forks. So mainly just upgrades. Big thank to my friend, which I forgot the name now. It's who is it? WV1G0. He helped me with that. Thank you for that. So he helped me to get all the IPs, so the Ethereum Classic improvement proposals, the right links through all the upgrades or all the updates which has been added to Ethereum since the Homestead actually and the Ice Age. Yes, so you can click on, for example, on the thing, and it get directly redirected to Ethereum Classic improvement proposals, where you can check out what has been upgraded, or what has been rejected or removed. Yes, then let's go back. I think there are just one more thing. The RPCs. I provide also RPCs for, as you can see, Ethereum, the mainnet, and also the testnets. You can just connect to it via those RPC links. No need for port. It's automatically using the HTTPS port as the normal RPC port, as you maybe are familiar with Corix. If you have some problems like I had. Yes, so not that much to show here also. And yeah, as you can see, more coming soon. I'm very happy if someone helps or if someone mentions something where I might fix something, some spelling mistakes or some app what you want to see, which is already on a GitHub page somewhere, and you want to see it in action or have some ideas for the project, just let me know. Just contact me here on Telegram. Just click on it. You can contact me anytime. I will be hopefully in your time zone that I will respond quick. And yes, that's all. If you have any questions, ask in the chat. I will now look in the chat and try to answer some question and maybe post a link again if needed. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Mario. That was a great presentation and awesome project that you have there. I had some. I just had a couple of questions about that in terms of the. It seems like you're hosting a bunch of stuff there with different server installations, and how much hardware does it take to run all those nodes and different services?
So as you saw, I'm running infrastructure in Germany and in Austria. It's actually just 2 servers, so one in Germany, one in Austria. And the system resources, I can quickly have a look. So currently, I just recently moved to a new type of server, which has now 8 cores CPU with quite good specs with 3 gigahertz and also 32 gigabyte of RAM, which is currently utilized fully by the block scout indexing that you have quick searches into the blockchain, and the whole disk space, which is utilized by the Beth nodes, Geth nodes, and Bezo node, are currently about 400 gigabyte, so quite of some storage. But it's also with the testnets and everything, so 400 gigabyte per server I'm providing.
Oh. So you're running both Geth and Besu and a number of different instances for the different. Sorry about that. My browser just crashed for some reason.
No problem.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
And I saw on the I believe it was the node list that there was a fork monitor. Could you so in the case of like an upcoming hard fork that could be used to determine whether or not all the nodes are upgraded, right?
Yes, I think you meant this one. Wait, let me share that once again. I think you meant this one, right?
Just loading. Yeah, that's right.
Yes. I think, yes, you can see it's like how many nodes are currently supporting, I think it's called, the fork or the upcoming upgrade. For example, as you can see, we have now this current fork. So Mistweak. I'm very bad at spelling those names. The last one was a bit easier. But yes, you can check them out here. You can even see how many or a percentage of the known or connected nodes are supporting such upgrades. Also to mention is that maybe this Phoenix or some other, or Homestead or Magneto is supported also, or these nodes are also supporting later than the newest fork or the newest update, but currently it's syncing. So you can see it by the, I think somewhere you can see it on the head. Yes, you will see it on the latest difficulty. So all the nodes will have a difficulty level, and if they're all the same, for example, we can check out those two nodes. So this one has a higher difficulty than that one. So I guess, if I'm correct, it's not fully synced yet. Was it like that? Yeah, seems to be that those two nodes are fully synced, are on the latest head of the chain, and therefore they can be monitored, yes. But as you can see, this is built by Ethereum Classic Labs. So if you have any questions, check out their GitHub. I'm just deploying the services, or I'm providing just the services. So if you have any troubles with anything, just give me a hint or write me, and I will try to forward this to the GitHub. I think you can even, yes, for example, here you can see where it's provided from.
Awesome. And does your the front end main landing page, is there a GitHub repository for that?
There is actually not. No. That's a good point. I will add that. I will add that to my notes, maybe to add, maybe at the coming soon page. That's a good idea.
Speaking of coming soon, did you have any ideas for what could be added?
That's a good question. I'm looking forward for every application or every service which I can provide to the ETC community. So if someone needs something, or if someone needs, don't know, some. Actually, I'm constantly looking through GitHub and searching for apps to deploy, because I have, hopefully after the indexing of the blocks for Block Scout, hopefully again more CPU time and more CPU to handle such other application. But I'm not 100% full now, so just let me know. Let's see what to deploy and what comes in the future.
Actually, there was this. What you're providing here is solving a long-standing issue that we kind of were planning to implement on the website, but because it's such a sort of, there's many moving parts and requires a lot of effort to keep maintaining. So we would definitely want to make this more prominent for visitors on the website. And I can link you to an issue from, I believe, 2 years ago that basically was like, hey, we need network monitors. And I think there might be some ideas on there for you. So I'll paste that in the chat.
Perfect. Yes, I will check that out. As I said, I was fascinated by this etcstats.net, I think it was called. And it's like this running down nodes. Maybe I can check it out from another source. Just give me a quick moment. Maybe some guys or some persons which are longer into Ethereum or Ethereum Classic will know this interface. Let's check it out quickly.
Yeah, Grafner is really detailed, right?
Yes. Also this, no, I mean, wait, let me check it out. Where is it? Yeah, I think I'm not finding it in time. Oh, wait, I think I found it. Yes, I think you are quite familiar with this site where you have all the nodes, for example, for a pool. By the way, I'm not making any promotion for 2Miners. It's just because they have this old interface of this Ethereum Classic network stats and such things. For example, I wanted to deploy, but could not do in the past. And yeah, if someone knows how to deploy it or how to make it work on Docker, because I'm providing the services all on Docker, then just give me give me a call or write me on Telegram. Yes.
Just FYI, you might want to add the RPC nodes to a website called
Chainlist? Yes,
Yeah, that's
I
right.
did. Yeah, I did. I did.
Awesome.
Yes, but only the main, because all the others were not found, or I could not found. I can show that. So you meant this side, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yes, for example,
for people watching, this is the this is an awesome website that allows people to connect their MetaMask wallet quite easily. So they can just hit the connect wallet button, and we're now linking to this website from the main Ethereum Classic website. So it's a really great resource.
Yes, and as you can see, my latest issue request or pull request was not approved yet because it's still down. Because as you have may seen on the RPC list, that I also have the differentiation now between Germany and Austria, so it's a bit more for redundancy, not for simplicity. So it's just because that you can have the possibility that, for example, my node crashes or something happens, that you can switch to another node which might work, or which might work, and there's no manual changing or automatic changing in between, that you can really choose which node you want to consume the info from, let's say.
Right. Well, while we're on this topic, and I'm just remembering some of the previous conversations we had on one of these calls, and we were talking about some kind of load balancer that would automatically take a bunch of different RPC servers and allow people to just, instead of manually choosing, kind of automatically decide which one it goes to. So that might be an interesting project to extend MetaMask in some way using the chainless servers.
Yes, to have like a pool of servers which are providing such services.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good point. Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, this is something that we've been needing for a long time, and thanks a lot for putting in the effort to provide it. It's an awesome service. So yeah, thanks.
You're welcome. And if there's any question by anyone in the chat, or if anyone wants to speak up and unmute yourself and have some direct question, then your chance is now.
I don't know if you have the vision that this website can...
Yes, now I can hear you. Sorry. Yes.
I don't know if you have the vision that this can be like Etherscan, but I think that Etherscan.io in Ethereum is very good. When I was in Ethereum, I used to use it. It has a lot of interesting stats, etc. So if your vision is more or less to be like that, then I suggest to check Etherscan for how they organize the site and the data that they show, stats and all that.
Sadly, I'm not a developer, so I'm not a programmer of any kind. I'm just a normal, simple network and security guy. So I'm just doing some networking and some security topics. So if there's any programmer or any developer which likes to help or just doesn't want to provide their own hardware, let's say, or infrastructure, I'm willing to do that. And if you just help me deploy such things, then we can also provide, for example, like Donald mentioned, like Etherscan, I think it was, yes.
Yeah, as far as I know, unfortunately, Etherscan is closed source project, so it's probably not available to deploy so easily and would have to be built from scratch.
Yes, yes, correct.
But yeah, definitely the especially some of the contract interaction features on there, I believe, are lacking from Block Scout. So I guess the best thing to do really would be to contribute to an already somewhat mature project like BlockScout and add those additional features.
Yeah, the block scout works pretty good, but there's a bit of an issue when you try to interact with the contract. For some reason, it thinks there's some issue with which network it's on, so it doesn't work at all on ATC. I don't know. I'll talk to Bob about it, and I don't know who's managing that, but we'll see. Because it would be really nice if we could, at least for developers, to go and be able to interact with the smart contract on there. Otherwise, we have to go and use a separate platform like IDE or a VS Code or something like that.
Yeah, that would be great. Just while I have this in mind, Mario, one of the nice like web-based playgrounds that was available on Ethereum, that the name is escaping me right now, but it basically allowed people to author contracts and deploy them right in their browser. I'll see if I can remember the name of that. 1 second.
Okay. I have something in the infrastructure or in the backend, which is called Smart Contract Verifier. I'm actually not that known to that what it's doing. At least it's running for BlockScout doing something. So maybe.
The name of the project is Remix.
Okay. I will check it out. 1 second.
So if this could be deployed to Ethereum Classic, it would make like you don't need an IDE really. You can just run, and I believe it's open source. So this would be a nice thing to play around with.
Is it that one?
Yep.
Remix. Okay. Yes.
But that works on all chains. Like that, you can't really deploy it for ETC. Like you can just connect your wallet on ETC in Remix. But like we could use like if this would be a really good resource just to have for ETC, public, so that people can deploy smart contracts, sometimes simple ones, or just to get people to fiddle around with it. It always piques curiosity in some people.
Okay. So it's like, it's like it's an web app, which is, I guess you could then connect it with an RPC node, right? Or how do you?
Yeah, that's right.
You can use like a MetaMask wallet, or there's a bunch of different ways that you can do it. You can actually connect your own node if you know what you're doing. Makes it a little quicker.
Okay. Yeah, we'll check it out.
Maybe if it's possible, it would be great to have like an Ethereum branded version of this IDE in green, obviously. And if I remember correctly, I'm not sure, but it might be possible to be able to use it without any plugins, like without MetaMask, and just using like a light wallet within the browser. So that would be like a zero installation IDE.
Yeah, you can have like a virtual machine. You can have like your own little Ethereum instance to mess around with. As for like rebranding it, I don't know if the project is open source, but you can definitely check. Yeah, right there. I'm not sure if it would be possible to redeploy this. Yeah, I got no idea.
Yeah, seems to be maybe was in the past, but now it's maybe closed source.
It's been moved.
Yes, I just saw it. Even quite recent. Looks good.
And possibly Dockerized?
Yes, perfect. Maybe I can even deploy it in Discord. No, just joking. But I will definitely give it a look and try to deploy it. Maybe in the next call we have another deeper dive into that, but then you will need to help me. I don't know this app.
Awesome. I'm glad these calls are creating value on the fly.
Good. Then if there's not any more questions, I will again stop sharing. Thank you for the inputs. I will definitely try my best to deploy it, and yeah, maybe it will be on the agenda next week.
Awesome. Thanks again. And if there's any other comments, please feel free to chime in at any time. All right, so I guess we will move to the next topic, which, of course, we could not miss this week because of the drama that I'm sure you have all been witnessing, if you're paying attention to Twitter, that is. And even if you're not, you have probably unintentionally run into the drama in the Discord channel. Basically, last Friday, I believe, the verified Twitter account of Ethereum Classic with 672,000 followers-ish was renamed to Ergo_project by the owner, Charles Hoskinson, and the Ergo project has accepted custody of this new account, thereby inheriting all of Ethereum Classic's old tweets and those followers. So there's been obviously mixed reactions from various different communities. Before I dive into my comments, I was wondering if anyone wanted to, have some of their own. What do you guys think about this recent event?
I think there are two sides to this event. One side is IOHK, Charles Hoskinson, who had control of the account. And the other side is the behavior of the Ergo community. And I think the Ergo Foundation was also involved or something. So from IOHK's and Charles Hoskinson's side, I think it shows just petty, low-level behavior. I think it's totally childish. It seems that he's angry because his treasury was rejected or something like that. So now he wants to get back at ETC by transferring the account to a competing project. I do think that on the Charles Hoskinson side is just stupid and childish, and I don't think we can expect something different from him. But on the Ergo side, I think they have the responsibility to show that Ergo is a trustworthy project that is sincere in terms of positioning of their brand. And it's really weird for me that they accepted this opportunistically and that they feel that it's perfectly okay. I think one of the persons from their foundation was chatting on Twitter with Bob Somerville and said something like, his name is Glasgow or something like that, and he said something like, well, we weighed the options and the pros and cons, and we considered that the pros were much more than the cons, so we decided to accept the account, something like that. I think that is totally immoral and principled and unethical. It is totally obvious. It's not. I don't think it's even worth explaining why it's unethical. No, to move the social media account with 700,000 users that account was built over 5 or 6 years, and with a lot of work and ethical behavior and principles, and another brand that claims to be as ethical and in the same with the same values of Code's law and immutability and blockchain principles and all that, and be so happy to accept it. So I think it's a real fail for the Ergo Foundation. But overall, I think that the message for us, not the message, but we should, digamos, understand is that Ethereum Classic is one of the 2 best blockchains in the world, not because of external things, not because Grayscale or Barry or Elon Musk in the future will support it, not because we have a big social media account, not because we have money or we don't have money, or we have little money or we have a lot of money for future development and infrastructure. Ethereum Classic is the best, one of the 2 best blockchains in the world, together with Bitcoin, because of its intrinsic value. It's internal. It starts from the principles like Istora wrote, and from there the design of the protocol, and from there the structure of the network. That's why Ethereum Classic is valuable, because it really and truly guarantees immutability, trust minimization, censorship resistance, permissionlessness, and that is only achievable in a smart contracts blockchain like Ethereum Classic with proof of work, with Nakamoto consensus. And we are the largest blockchain in the world with this design. So I think that is what everybody needs to understand, because I saw a lot in the general channel of people like crying and going crazy and hysterical because of this case, and also appealing to billionaires and Grayscale and the exchanges to help and this and that, as if we were drowning. ETC is not drowning. ETC is internally solid, and it is one of the best blockchains in the world because of its intrinsic value, not because of all these external things. That's what I wanted to say.
Well said. And yeah, I think a lot of it is a bit of a distraction and is taking away the focus of the community onto some drama, and that's kind of expected given the size of the attack, I guess. But I think you're right, and it doesn't really affect it does not affect the protocol whatsoever. And Ethereum Classic is like the honey badger in that sense. It doesn't care about whether or not it has any number of Twitter accounts stolen, because it will continue, and the community is still here, and we're still going to continue. And whether Charles thinks it's a dead chain or not is irrelevant. And every attempt that he makes to try and hurt Ethereum Classic is really just going to make it stronger, because we're anti-fragile. And in a way, this could be seen as a good thing for Ethereum Classic, given that we no longer have this attachment to Charles, and we're no longer it's kind of like breaking the umbilical cord. The last thing that he had to use as leverage against the chain is no longer able to be used. So in that sense,
what you said there is very important, that this might even be good. I think that is true for projects like Ethereum Classic and Bitcoin. Bitcoin, if you see the history of Bitcoin, is a history of a system that has been under attack since its inception, and it's still under attack. Bitcoin is under attack by the US Congress, by the European Central Bank, by the IMF constantly, by BlackRock, the mutual fund company, all the ESG and climate hysteria groups. And before that, because of other reasons, central banks hate it because of the monetary qualities that it has. Politicians hate it because they cannot control it. Bitcoin has always been, and the information that Bitcoin, after 13 years, is still going solid, immutable, and with such a strong integrity, with such strong security, that information that a system is still going, even if it's under attack constantly, is very good information for the market. And the more time passes and this continues, the stronger the system gets because of that. The more people want to be in the system, and buy Bitcoin and participate as a node operator or as a miner. And exactly the same with ETC. I kind of think, I think that ETC has gone through in its shorter life than Bitcoin, because it's 6 years, more things than Bitcoin, because it's been 51% attacked. I even think at this point that the 51% attacks are good news, good information in the future. The more time ETC survives and remains immutable and proves its core principles of immutability, censorship resistance, permissionlessness, and trust minimization, and that the monetary policy is solid and sound, the more time passes and the more attack it has, it's better information for the world of such a resilient system, like you said.
That's a really good point, Don. And if you attack like fiat currencies like the US dollar, eventually people will just lose trust, and that will completely disassemble the system. But you can attack Ethereum Classic all you want, and no matter what, you're still going to have the protocol. It's still going to be building blocks every 13 seconds and adding transactions to the transaction pool. So there's nothing, no number of attacks, even 51% attacks, eventually they will stop, and it will continue to go on.
I totally agree.
Wuttergarden, I noticed you had a post. Sorry for missing that, but I wanted to give you the floor. We can come back to this hijack, but I just wanted to make sure you wanted to announce something, right?
Oh yeah, so I'm going to. So I was actually talking with W1G0. He asked me if I was interested in doing a bit of an introductory course to ETC and the Ethereum virtual machine and Solidity at the same time. Just like a all around, introduction to Ethereum Classic, and what the principles are and how does it work. Just kind of like a under the hood type of thing. So I'm going to post probably in general and on Twitter on a bunch of different handles, and see if I can get some retweets going. Just a simple Google Forms link where people can put their Discord username, and then if we get like 10 to 15 or more submissions to that, then I will consider setting up a little program for that, and then in a couple weeks get started on some of those courses. And obviously they'll be recorded, and then I'll put them up to YouTube, and they'll probably be like a weekly thing for maybe 4 or 5 weeks. So if you're interested in that, just stay tuned on Twitter, and I'll put it in the general chat on ETC.
Awesome, thanks for that. So this would be kind of like a smart contract focused thing, or history of ETC, or how do you?
Well, we'd probably split it up between the courses. Like we'd probably begin by history of Ethereum in the first place, a little bit of Bitcoin blockchain, and then what Ethereum and Ethereum Classic have to do with that. Then the second one would probably be about the fork, and then talking about vulnerabilities within smart contracts that are not linked to the protocol, and then forward onto that, it would be get a little bit more technical with EVM and smart contracts. Yeah.
Awesome, looking forward to that, and I'll definitely be signing up. And we can also add a link to that on the website if that's something that you're interested in promoting.
Yeah, I'll contact you afterwards.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, so back onto the topic of this Twitter thing. I recently published a piece about the recent events. I was after seeing what happened on Friday, I was a little, shall we say, fired up to write something about it and get my thoughts out there. So you can visit ergo.wtf for some of my thoughts on what happened and potential solutions, and they basically reflect what Donald has been saying, and goes into some of the details of what actually happened in terms of collateral damage, not just for Ethereum Classic, which were kind of minor, really, just losing that account, but also for the rest of the Ethereum. Well, not just Ethereum, but the Ergo project and the wider cryptocurrency space, in terms of just screwing around with Twitter basically is not cool. And yeah, there's a few ethical concerns that I pointed out, such as well, the main one being the fact that Charles invested in the Ergo project before pumping up the numbers of that Twitter account to make it seem like it's far more popular than it actually was. So for investors looking at the space, that might be a little bit concerning ethically. That being said, I agree with some of the sentiment in the Discord channel that probably the best thing to do is kind of move on from this, and whatever happens will happen now. And we have a clean slate, so we can start fresh and make sure that everything that well, one of the things that's benefiting ETC now is that the eth_classic Twitter handle is now in the control of Bob Summerwill of ETC Co-op. So yeah, there are no malign actors controlling any of our verified social media feeds anymore. So I think that's a big win for the project overall in terms of promotion, even though it's not.
I agree. That's a really it's a big step, and you know we don't have our links to Charles Hoskinson or IOHK. It's completely severed now. We don't have to deal with them ever again. And I think that's a win. You know, Cardano, Ergo, you know, any other projects linked with Charles, you know, they're going to have to fend for themselves. But at least we don't have that burden anymore. And Bob Summerwill is still going to go on a call with the guys from the Ergo Foundation, and he's going to try to, you know, pull some strings and see what he can get done. But for the rest of, you know, the community, it's best if everyone just puts their heads down. You know, if you want to attend the course that we might be doing, you might want to go to that. You know, learn a little bit of how you can help start developing, because right now we have a serious shortage of developers, because for some reason I'm known as the developer on ETC, and that's not right. There should be more of us. So, you know, I want to expand my skills and have other people come on board and start to build, you know, useful applications, not just, you know, NFTs and tokens.
Yeah, I think from here, as we're witnessing, despite Charles's claims that it's a dead chain, the ecosystem is budding, and every week there's new things coming along. There's more people. There's a lot of people in this call, I've noticed, and yeah, the ball is rolling once again. So let's get our heads down and, as they say, biddle.
It's great that the ball is rolling, because we're in I guess you could say, a bear market now, definitely confirmed. So if things start going well during the bear market, you can just imagine how things are gonna look if things start to rise again. Anyway, have a nice day, everyone. I gotta go, but thanks for having me on.
Thanks, Wittegon. I guess this segues nicely into the next topic, unless there's any other comments on this Twitter fiasco. Floor's open. Okay, so yeah, the next main item in the agenda was about community building, and in the green room chat before this call, which everyone can join 30 minutes before the call is broadcast, we were talking about how we can help newcomers to the community figure out what to do. And it can be quite daunting, I guess, going to a new community where you don't really know anyone and you don't really know who's doing what. Like, how do new people contribute, and how do they get the confidence to be able to just do stuff? Because really, ETC has it's not like you need permission to do stuff, and it's not like a typical top-down hierarchy like most other projects. So I think it'd be useful to try and figure out how we can make it easy for people to you know, find tasks and contribute in their own way without feeling like there's like a club of people that's doing stuff, because it's really not like that. It's really anyone can come along and just do what you're good at.
Yeah, I want to chime in on that, and I think one of the major things that we can learn from the open source community, free and open source FOSS, as it's better known, that the first step is to have a welcoming community, and the second one to have extremely good documentation. Even writing out a certain documentation or translating them is a pretty easy task that can be performed, I guess.
In terms of documentation, what did you have in mind?
Well, the documentation is mainly of what I am thinking is to add procedures on the website or on the GitHub on how things should be, or starting to read up on the issues on the GitHub, and the ones that are labeled with first good issue or something. That's what I had in mind.
Right, yeah. I think we need some kind of portal for people of various different skills, which is like how to contribute if you're this or that, or whatever your skill set is. I'm thinking of somehow crowdsourcing from everyone in Discord potential things that could improve Ethereum Classic, not just on the website, but across the whole project, across everything to do with Ethereum Classic, from making memes to videos to hosting meetups and that kind of stuff. And I don't think we have that kind of resource at the moment. So just putting a list together would be a great start on that. And if anyone's listening, again, you don't need permission to help out. A lot of us would love to be able to contributing to these kind of initiatives, but already have a lot of tasks in their to-do list. So if anyone's willing to step up and help and do something like that, that would be a big help for the project, because it would then have knock-on effects to encourage other people to contribute as well.
I think the most organic way or approach for this would be to ask the question, what does etc mean to you, and post it in a certain skill, so that somebody afterwards can take all these skills and group them in certain entities. Like one should be marketing, the other one should be education, or whatever that comes out from these suggestions could organically grow into something that people can grasp and contribute to.
Yeah, I'll make sure once I listen back to this this call that I make notes of that and add some issues. Related to this, and was a topic that we talked about on a previous call, was the idea of having a meme contest to encourage people to create content for ETC that can be easily shareable. And now that we have control over the eth_network Twitter account, this gives us potential opportunity to have like a daily or weekly retweet of content creators that we can help promote and encourage to also generate content for the Ethereum Classic project. I should once again mention that if anyone's listening and would like to contribute tweets, we are currently recruiting maintainers as well as just people that want to create pull requests on the new, well, the reset, the same name but new no follower, well, 1,000 follower account of eth_network. So please head on over to github.com/Ethereum Classic if you're interested in helping create tweets.
In addition to the contributing, I think I read somewhere in the issues, which I thought was a great idea, of POAPs. So I think it's a picture of proof of attendance picture. I guess that's an abbreviation. So if we could make that happen for the meme contests, or just attending these community calls, I believe that would be awesome, but I'm not sure what is required and who can help setting this up.
Yeah, that would be great, and could potentially be used in future on-chain organizations, because it could be used as a form of civil attack prevention by ensuring that everyone that's contributed is actually aligned with the project and has in some way proven their identity by either speaking on the calls or just joining the calls, or making memes. And yeah, we are approaching the hour and have reached the end of the current agenda. We could talk more about the mega happening, or we could leave the floor open. So what do you guys think we should do?
Brother, do you have any market comments?
I believe this week Brolal is unable to join us on the audio call because of the some AV. He only has one sound source, I believe, which is being used for the live stream. So unfortunately, he's unable. Yeah.
Okay, next time.
But I guess I could mention the current price of ETC. Let me just bring it up.
And my view about the price is that everything is going as planned for ETC in terms of positioning, in terms of Ethereum moving proof of stake, in terms of being the largest contracts blockchain that is proof of work, well designed, and everything that I said before. The only thing is that sorry, and also the fact that those Litecoin are not programmable, so it's only natural that ETC should be above those blockchains in terms of market cap. That I think it's going to happen just a matter of time. The real material thing that is not in favor, not only of ETC but all of crypto, and not only crypto but all assets in general, is the tightening, the global monetary policy of central banks in North America, Europe, and Asia, that they're all in a coordinated way tightening the money supply. And when the big currencies in the world, the dollar, the euro, the British pound, and the yen, when rates are rising, then all the rest of the assets of the world either stop growing or they deflate. So that's the only thing that I think is stopping crypto in general. That's why we are in a winter, and that's why ETC it's in own bear market. Also, now we are experiencing the unloading of the traders that they just bought before the merge, and they sold after the merge. Now that's a typical trade, so that's absolutely normal. So, but the overall message is that ETC has the best fundamentals of any blockchain in the world. The only other blockchain that has these fundamentals is Bitcoin. And I think it's just a matter of time, and you just have to hold on. That's my market comment.
Yep, I would agree. I'm not particularly involved in trading, but yeah, the fundamentals really are what matter in the long run. So all you got to do is not sell for a while.
That's important what you said about trading. I recommend people not to trade. If you trade, you're gonna lose money. That's for sure. I think that ETC is for a long-term holding. You just buy and hold. If you can do dollar cost averaging every time you get your paycheck or whenever you have spare money, you just buy some more ETC and just hold it there for the long term. I think that's the strategy. So my comment is not really for traders, but even long-term investors get nervous, no? When something goes down from 45 to 24, 23, it makes you sometimes think, oh, maybe something changed, maybe the fundamentals are not that good. So it was just a comment about affirming the path.
Right. What we're seeing is macro trends that are outside the crypto space, really, and all the cryptos are doing the same thing. So it's nothing to worry about in terms of Ethereum Classic within the context of crypto, as far as I can tell.
I agree.
Okay, so we've hit an hour, and as usual, we will open the floor for a few seconds if anyone wants to jump in, and then if not, we will wrap things up. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining, and it's been a good attendance this week, and hope to see you all again in future calls. Thanks to everyone that's contributed, and glad to see that Ethereum is not a dead chain. It's live and kicking, and we're going to continue to make it. We're gonna make the future that we all see the same vision of. So, thanks for joining this call, and we will see you at the same time, same place next week. Thanks for joining. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks for hosting.